Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutiquewithlinda.com. In part one of my video series, I shared my modified bullet journal using the ARC system. In the 2.5 months since I started my modified bullet journal, I've learned tons, and I want to quickly show you some of my discoveries and talk about some of the fun supplies that I love. Well, first of all, to make this journal, I made it, I cut 8.5 by 11-inch paper in half. So it's like a half-size journal. On the cover, I used 2 pieces of cardstock, and I just used snail tape to tape them together. And I used rings. The rings here are from the ARC system that I purchased at Michael's. However, I cut this cover like 1/8 of an inch larger than the pages. And this particular bullet journal has 3 months worth in it, but I think what you'll be able to do is get probably 4 months, and you can also buy larger rings. Well, in my first video, I mentioned that I used the ARC system and the ARC punch from Staples. I also have a Levenger punch. The ARC punch is great for punching the heavier cardstock, but I really used this punch, and it's the Levenger punch, and I'm going to link to all of these below in the video description, but this one is actually my favorite. It's really very durable. Well, let me open this up and show you some of the changes that I made. I want to make sure I'm in camera here. The one thing that I really discovered is that I needed a yearly calendar, and it was really important to me so I could see a year at a glance. And I found the cutest one at www.wendiful.com, and once again, there'll be links to all of these below. The other thing that I did is I used stickers, and I'll show you these like Zentangle stickers, and I'll show you about those in a minute. What I decided to do, instead of just handwriting a future log, I went ahead and created one for 3 months. I really needed more room to write, and I separated it into events and tasks, as you can see on each side. These stickers are from the Happy Planner, and I'll show you those at the end. What I did here is I left a couple of pages blank, but in some cases I've printed back to back, and when I haven't, I just use a little spot of snail tape here just to fasten them together. This is where I really made the biggest change. Last time I had a monthly log and my goals all together, but this time I decided to do it a little bit different. So I created this just using Microsoft Word, and a lot of people that bullet journal just write this all by hand. So I have the numbers of each day of the month and then the initial of the day of the month. And what I decided to do is do morning, afternoon, and evening to make it a little bit easier for me to keep track. And then I designed a monthly log with tasks and events and goals and projects. Once again, these are stickers from the Happy Planner. I stuck with a week at a glance. And my favorite place to get printables is scatteredsquirrel.com, and she has tons of free printables. So this is a week at a glance. All of these stickers are from the Happy Planner, but I want to show you one of my favorite tools. It's just a T-square ruler, and you line it up at the top. Let me pull this down a little. And you don't even, once the page is straight, all I did here is just draw the line. You don't have to do a little hash mark here and a hash mark here. It's just automatically even. Another one of my favorite tools is this Tim Holtz ruler. If you wanted to line something up and like do 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, you just line it right on the line and then draw right there. These tools, if you're doing your bullet journal by hand, they are going to be wonderful tools. So let me just talk about this little printable here. This printable is from Vintage Glam Studio. It is my favorite place on the internet to get free printables, and they'll fit the Happy Planner, they'll fit this design, and you can also trim them down or size them. So I love that. The rest of these stickers are Happy Planners, or from the Happy Planner. This is my second favorite site, and it is called Beautyholics Anonymous. She has tons of free motivational stickers that you can print, and I love her work. These are, you know, the Happy Planner, but look, you can hardly tell the difference. And if you wanted to, you could print this on glossy sticker paper as well. Here's another example of one of my favorite tools from Staples are these task pads. And you just purchase them like this. And what's great about them is you can reposition them. You can take them with you, or you can put, like I do, my errands list, and I just take a photo with my iPhone, or you can use them as page dividers. They're wonderful. This Dream Big sticker is another example of one that is from Vintage Glam Studio. This Life is Short, Spend It Happy is from the Beautyholics Anonymous. Then I've received so many questions. I had tons of emails about this Lifesavers 30-Day Transformation Tracker. This is from Hal Elrod's book, and it's called The Miracle Morning. When you purchase the book, you'll get a link to this 30-day life transformation challenge. And what I did is inside of the materials, you have this graph, and I just used my snipping tools. It's a window accessory, and I just snipped it out of the book, or out of this, and then printed it. I use really inexpensive, I think I have some old Stampin' Up! Colored pencils just to color it in, but it's just really fun. I've decided for next month what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my own. These were wonderful to do each morning, but I wanted some a little more custom to what I needed each morning, and mine are going to be called the Begin instead of Lifesavers Begin, and I'll show you more about those next time. I did production calendars, and I was very sick with the flu, so I also apologize if my voice is a little kind of raspy. I'm still recovering. So a lot of this is dark because I was down with the flu. But I love the idea of having a production calendar for my blog. Once again, if you go to scatteredsquirrel.com, and I'll link it exactly to the page, she has all of 2016, 2 pages for each month, and she also has 2017 out there. So I love my production calendar. The other thing I changed up is I did a gratitude journal, but I created this form again using Microsoft Word, and I like it so that it reminds me each day to write something I'm grateful for. I changed the habit tracker to make sense with the habits that I wanted to track. Once again, you're going to see some white spaces where I've been sick, but I loved the habit tracker. I also created another calendar for October, and this is my staffing calendar for my job. I also went to, for all my collections, I put all of the collections on, these are called project planner sheets, and I purchased them at Staples, and I love them, and I use them for all my projects. The great thing, you can just take it out and reposition your projects, and on the back, you just have this really cute graph paper. So I went to those for my collections. I also printed some dotted paper to look like, you know, a lot of the other bullet journals in case I wanted to do some work on this type of paper. So I just designed that myself. And I purchased this. It is a Post-it note pocket. And you just put it on the back of your journal and you can remove it. And as you can see, I have some motivational quotes in here from Beautyholics Anonymous. And let me just pull out. These are some of the ones from Vintage Glam Studio. So let me just show you a couple of others of my favorite tools. We've already talked about that. Throughout the book, I have a lot of stickers. And when I first started, I purchased them at Hobby Lobby for $4.99 for these, the Happy Planner. But then I discovered at Hobby Lobby, and I'm always using a coupon for 40% off, they have, let me get these out of the way, they have this 1,050-piece sticker set, and look at all the beautiful, beautiful colors and different designs. So this is by far the best deal. My other favorite tool, I'm going to reach over and get it, are these pens that I purchased from Amazon, and I'll have a link to those. I could not live with this, I believe it's Faber-Castell. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but it's the extra small. A lot of bullet journalists use the small, but I like the extra small because I really like a fine line. And then I mentioned that I had the stickers, and I purchased this book from Hobby Lobby, and it's great because it's really good quality stickers, and you can see the small ones you can use in your journal. You can use these on the pages. So it's really heavy duty paper, so you can color it in using your markers. I mentioned that I'm really going to these project planning sheets, and I purchased these at Staples. And you can also buy this refill paper at Staples if you don't want to create your own, and then just use this to bullet journal on. So there's so many different things. And if you don't want to create your own bullet journal using cardstock, you can pick up one of these. This one has the smaller rings, but you can swap out the larger rings. This is leather, and I got it on sale at Staples for $5. So it makes a wonderful, wonderful bullet journal. And lastly, I found this about a week ago. I'm not sure you're able to see this at Hobby Lobby, and it's designed for the 365, Create 365, the Happy Planner, and it's a little case. And I know you're not going to be able to see it. Let me turn it this way. And there's little pockets here, and there's a zipper, and you can put your bullet journal in here. You can put pens, you can put stickers in this side as well. And then here's some of my Stampin' Up! Pencils, some of my pens. There's a pocket right here that I have some extra material, and my bullet journal will fit right inside there. So it's just something really to make your bullet journal fun. And I like to take it with me, and by the time I double zip it inside and zip this, it's totally waterproof, because I don't want something that I've spent all this time creating to get wet. Well, I would like to thank you for watching, and please visit me at www.paperboutiquewithlynda.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.